Hey guys, welcome back. Tailgate Talk. It is Tuesday. Got a rifle in front of me. This might look familiar to some. This is a Ruger 1022. This is a rather old one, actually. It is unloaded, blah blah blah. Got asked to do a kind of an overhaul. This rifle was given to a friend of mine for like $80, and it's been shot. One of the originals, the OGs. See the original mag release here, and he had asked me to build him a nicer rifle, and I'm going to. I just picked it up today, so we're going to do a little unboxing. First thing that I picked up a little while ago is this guy here. And if you're not familiar with the 1022 or any of the upgrades, Volquartsen is one of the higher end options, manufacturers for parts and pieces. They make whole trigger packs, receivers, they make everything, barrels, bolts. I don't think they make stocks, but they make barrels, bolts, triggers, obviously, internals. They make a bunch of stuff. So here is some of the details. This is a TG200. It's a drop-in trigger. You can see it's a billet aluminum, clean 2.5 pound trigger. And I ran this, or an old one, pardon me, my camera is having a hard time. I ran this, not this model, but I ran one very similar to this previously in a build that I did, and it was really nice. And basically the two options that I had were either this or the Kid Industries, Kid Innovations. Either way, KIDD is the manufacturer, and they are kind of on par. They are their direct competitors for Volquartsen, and just ended up going with this. I liked this, just kind of everything about it. So I bought it, shot it, put thousands and thousands of rounds through it, no issues. Had a friend that had a Kid trigger in his. It was adjustable, and there were a lot of issues for reliability with the low trigger pull weight that it could be adjusted to, and I didn't really like that, so I went back with what I knew, Volquartsen. When I went shopping, Timney triggers, they make AR triggers and rifle bolt guns and stuff, kind of triggers. They had a drop-in similar to the Volquartsen, and I was almost going to do that just for their name. But what I didn't like is, you could see here, 2.5 pound trigger pull, or 2.25, so 2.25. And the Timney was about 0.5 pound heavier. I think it was 2 3/4. Probably not a lot of difference, but just knowing that I have the experience with this, their reputation, I didn't want to take a risk that the Timney was not going to be as good, and I like a little bit lighter of a trigger pull. These things, that's probably a 5-6 pound trigger, and it's gritty, so it'll be a huge upgrade just going to this. These are not cheap. They're not for the faint of heart. I think these are about $270. So it is a big purchase. That being said, it is substantial if you're wanting to provide accuracy. It is a direct replacement, and we'll get into that here in a little bit. It is a direct replacement for this. It has a safety, everything. It has a built-in mag release that is extended. So these guys here are just a push down, and then you kind of scoop the magazine out. and I'm freehand because I lost my GoPro, man. So that's a big improvement just there. I will swap this thing out for a tack solution that goes up underneath the trigger guard, but for the time being, that's what I have. So we're gonna go ahead and do an unboxing. Oh my gosh, you're so amazing. We'll go ahead and just give a shameless plug. Microtech SOCOM Elite. This is their auto folder. Slice and open boxes in a blink of an eye. That is a look at it, guys. And we'll come back here, back to the box. There are multiple different colors, so if you do have a build in mind and you want it color coordinated, there are your options there. Silver, green, FDE for you operators, blue and red, and of course the black. This is nice, all aluminum. It's got their Volquartsen logo on it. Nice mag release there. Safety. Oof, that is light. So that is cool, very light. Got kind of a notched, almost like a little flat face trigger. Nice safety. Pretty much everything about this is high end. And that's it. That's all that comes in the box, guys. No thrills, no fancy stickers, which is unfortunate, but whatever. I didn't buy it for the stickers. I bought it for the performance. I will be doing a comparison here in just a moment. You're so amazing. So, just took it out of the stock there. It is one screw down here at the trigger guard. Well, I guess this is a trigger guard, but down here at the barrel block. And it also has a barrel clamp. Pardon me, I got the monkey pox. And the gun receiver, barreled receiver, whatever you want to call it, lifts right out of the stock as soon as you take these two items out. Then you have two pins, jur and jur. They push out like. Two pins, pretty simple to push out. They push right out. I did use my secondary sponsor, Cobalt Tools. Just used a little flat bladed screwdriver. Presses right out. No issues, no punches, no hammers. It's one thing I really like about the 1022. Even a lame like myself can use it. So taking a look, okay, so taking a look here, you can see they're almost identical, okay? They are basically the same. The trigger shoe on the original is curved, whereas you can kind of see, maybe you can't, the flat trigger of the Volquartsen is kind of a curved flat trigger. Can also tell the difference for the magazine release. One is a bigger button, so it's extended, and you're still pushing it forward to depress it. Ooh. Whereas this one you're pushing in. Not ideal, but an improvement going from this to this. So one thing I did notice, the trigger is significantly lighter, and it's hard to do one-handed. I was trying to pull the trigger and hold the bolt so it doesn't smash forward. Significantly lighter on this compared to this. And I also noticed that the reset on this to get this to lock back in. One was audible, so you could really hear it. It was a nice click, and it was stiff, versus this, which was kind of mushy, not really any click. So that is a big change. Coming in here, you can kind of see, and it's not really fair to say, well, the Volquartsen is polished and the other one isn't, because this one, or the bottom one, is obviously quite used. Pardon me. The bottom one is used and the top one is brand new. But that is a look at the two. They are all pretty similar, just quality, and the finish is nicer on this one. The springs are different. Everything is just kind of upgraded. So we're going to go ahead and go. And there you have it. Took me a few minutes here. This little roll pin fell out and some of the internals. The trigger spring, this weird thing, came out, so I had to put that back in. Just wasn't paying as close of attention as I should have, but it pushes right in, drops right into place. Has a nice, it's a little take up here, which is okay. Got a nice pull, substantially lighter, and the reset there, no take, very very little take up, and another clean break. And when I say very little take up, I shoot precision rifles with a trigger set at 1 pound, so I'm not an expert by any means, but I have grown to appreciate a nice trigger and can utilize a nice trigger. And these fucking mosquitoes are everywhere. Pardon me, guys. Fucking tarantula hawks just buzzing around. So, I'm not an expert, but I can distinguish a light trigger and the subtle differences. An average shooter or an entry-level shooter might not pick that up, but there is a small little creep, very minor light years difference from this to this. So that's a look for now. Stay tuned. We'll be doing some more upgrades. We'll have a barrel coming. I'm going to do some bolt work on this, so I'll end up taking the trigger out again, changing out some springs there. I'm gonna change this out to an actual one with a full rail, so I have some options. Maybe add some MOA, minute of angle, for a scope. We'll do a barrel, which is pretty easy. It is just 2 screws and it pops out. But that's a look. Thank you guys for tuning in. I do have a GoPro, so all the shaky camera stuff is not going to be happening soon. I had to buy another one because my GoPro was stolen. But either way, easy come, easy go, I guess. So that being said, thanks for tuning in, guys. Like and subscribe if you want to. I have been increasing the subscriptions. I do appreciate that. I think we're up to 94 now, so all 94 of you, appreciate you. The million others, drop me some subs. I'm desperate. I'll show you my tummy. But that being said, thank you guys, appreciate you. Like and subscribe if you want to, and if you don't want to, don't. And we'll either catch you out on the tailgate or out at the range.